And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL In the Trenches, Frontline Prediction League. In the Trenches, this is the FPL Frontline League on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League is the YouTube channel. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Go to the Discord, come into our channel. You can see all the fun stuff in there. I am your co-host, Scott. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe Jesus. How are you, BeerMe?
I'm doing pretty good. I got this weird deja vu, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Scott?
I got deja vu as well. For those who like the little pullback of the behind the scenes, this is the second time recording this within the past hour. The first time I had no audio. It's probably because I connect it through a splitter here. I just told BeerMe about this before. There's a connector here that splits it so I have headset and microphone going into my computer to actually record it. I have a feeling that might have been loose. This actually unplugs and plugs. That might have been loose. Those plugs might have been loose. I've done that before to BeerMe. I said hi and he's not. Technical problems are a fun thing. It's not as bad as last time, which led to the first ever CT takeover, where my headset broke. So thankfully we're good. Best news is, you guys, this is going to be a 25-minute episode because that's how long the last one was. So, yeah, it's going to be real quick. We got some matches for Clash of the Castle. We got some stuff for All Out. And that's it. That's really it, BeerMe. So, we're not going to just do it again because that'd be silly. And it was actually pretty run-of-the-mill. It was good, but it was like, it's not worth doing it again to make sure we get the same jokes right because it's
Right.
we named some matches. We had some fun stuff. But we are going to mention the Clash at the Castle. A couple matches for that. We are going to tease something for next week. And we're going to tell you who the competitors are in the European Grand Prix Championship. Who will be the first ever FPL European Grand Prix champion? Grand Prix champion. Words are hard when you say them for the second time around. You'll find out tonight when we get there. We'll get there. So you'll hear that shortly. I do want to mention as well, though, we are part of Top of the Card. Top of the Card podcast is on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's on Apple, on Google Play, all that fun stuff. It is Top of the Card Pod on Twitter as well. We're very proud of the most recent episode with Matt Zion joining us from Reckless Eating, old friend of mine, which is fun to say. We haven't talked wrestling in a long, long time. And he joined us for 2 hours to talk about damn near everything from AEW with SummerSlam, with Vince, with how things are going. And Matt loves wrestling. He likes watching the stuff. He's having fun with it, though. He's hyped to be hype, is the way he put it. That probably should be the title. But we didn't just talk about that, because we talked about things like the IWGP Women's title and everything in between. So stuff that you wouldn't normally expect Matt to talk about, we talk about. It's a lot of fun, and everybody was there. So do check that out. It is episode 40. Should be available now or very soon, so do check that out. And, yeah, let's dive into this, BeerMe. For the second time, I'm being silly with that, but... Since Clash is so far out, it is a main show, and it is 1 a.m. Sorry, that'd be insane. It's 1 p.m. The deadline's going to be 11 a.m. on Saturday, September 3rd, just so you guys know. And the picks page won't go up like Friday SmackDown time. It'll be more like Raw-ish time frame. That same weekend, that very same night, is probably going to be the NXT takeover, whatever, quote unquote. We don't even know yet. We probably won't find out until after Heatwave on like the 16th. And then the next day is All Out on the 4th. So there's going to be 3 picks pages going, lots of stuff to talk about. We'll talk about house shows and main shows as we get closer towards that, mentioning All Out later tonight. But this one's going to be a wild one. It is a main show. It is in England. No, I know. I'm saying that specifically because I legit goofed on it at one point and BeerMe called me out on it when I said in England and then caught myself. It's Europe. It's Great Britain. It's the United Kingdom. I know I got it wrong by saying England. 100%. Understand that, James Black. Don't come after me. We'll save it for in character. It's more fun that way. But, yeah, over in the UK is where it is. So let's dive in, BeerMe. I've got 2 matches. You've got 2 matches. We already know what these matches are. So let's go right in. I said it first last time. I'll do it again. The GMSG, your friend and mine, because this is kayfabe, is the current FPL Continental Tag Team Champion. He will face the current Mr. Money in the Bank, Jonathan C.T. Martin, who had some words at the end of SummerSlam. Nothing bad happened, though, like you've said. Nothing bad happened. Right?
Right. Must see stuff happens. All good.
Yeah, nothing to be worried about or have issues with. Nothing personal, I guess, right?
No, just
No,
business.
this business, this business, strictly business. Which is when Nick Aldis called his group strictly business, I was mad because that's such a good name. I wish I'd thought of it. You know, in NWA,
I
it's
know, right?
such a good name.
Yeah.
Nothing personal's not bad though. That's
Oh, that's dope too.
there might be something on that. Nothing personal, but yeah,
Hmm.
we're not going to go through the full details about who we think's going to win. It's still a month out, so we'll come back on that one. Even though I know you're picking GMSG and I'm going to pick CT, so that's what we got to do. But what match do you have for that one, BeerMe? What have you got?
All right, I have at Crosslight, Jason Blades and Atlas Kiyama taking on Symphony of Destruction, Josh Dionio and Sheriff Dog.
Now I do. Trying to say I'm glad I get to have a second take because I screwed up names both times. Black Cross Light's hard to say, and I forgot that it was Sheriff Dog. But I goofed on saying that I get to have a second take. It's just karma with these guys, I guess. But yeah, Black Cross Light going out there to go after the current American champion, Josh Dionio, and a former Continental Tag Team champion in Sheriff Dog. That is a powerful team that will still benefit Black Cross Light on a main show in getting a win in the tag division. And I'll say this again till I'm blue in the face. If you guys want to be teams, please hit us up. We want more teams. BeerMe needs challengers, and the GMSG. Those guys need more challengers. The last champions who challenged, again, we're back at the line on this one, so we got our way to go. Come in here. Defeat us. Defeat Match of the Night. Go after these guys. Go see what you can do. Go after the must-see good guys and see if you can take those titles off of them before Red and I eventually get another shot. Because you know we're coming. You know we are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's just business. It's business. It's absolutely personal. Who am I kidding? I have to. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that's a very interesting match. I love Symphony of Destruction. I like the kind of the revamp on Dakota Alfine, basically. I really like that look. And then Black Cross Light. This is that time. This is that time to shut down the singles guys. Go out there. I'm calling Sheriff Dog a singles guy, but you know what I mean. Shut that down. Go after those tag titles and make a statement. Definitely. Let's see. The last match I've got. The way I said this last time, I was like listing it for BeerMe, so he'd be all excited as the name's built. But he knows them now, so I'm just going to say it. We've got Smooth Rock, former Canadian champion. We've got Alexander McKennedy, former American champion. And we've got Bane the Bissa, someone who's been an upstart, getting close, did some damage in Money in the Bank. They will face in a triple threat, Falls Count Anywhere hardcore match. And think about where we are. This is where I said England last time. This is where we are in the UK with some of these competitors. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that. We didn't even talk about who we think's going to win on this one last time. But I did like how Smooth Rock went from the Canadian division into this immediately with the former American champ in a hardcore match. Like, what? You kidding me?
Right.
Who do you like in that? Do you see Smooth Rock kind of rebounding well? This is his first match after losing the title, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to pick up the win. It's early, though. I could change my mind, but I think so. What about you?
I'm kind of thinking that, too, honestly. McKennedy, it's kind of his forte. I could see that, in the UK. I can see it, but Smooth Rock, I just got a feeling with Smooth Rock. He's going to go to a different division and kind of show everybody up, is what I'm thinking. That's my thought on that. But.
Yeah.
What have we got, though? You got one more match, right?
Yeah. I have... Well, he had a lot of friends in this league. I don't know how many friends he has left, but we have Kier 1, who's everybody's friend. Will be taking on Pain.
Yeah, Kier 1. I did say before the last episode, I think before SummerSlam, or before. I know I'm on the booking team and stuff. I didn't understand where this was going to go. I was unaware of it, so it felt like I was leading on. This happened to be. I said we see a new side of Kier 1. He'd kind of turn it on, and yeah, I didn't think it'd be like this, but I like it. I think Pain is going to experience exactly that at Clash at the Castle. You're thinking the same, probably?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll go into more details as we get there. We'll see how this goes. But Kier 1, you want to see some character chat stuff? Go check it out in our Discord. It's pretty crazy. It's wild seeing this new side of him. He brought a giraffe to the wedding, to the bachelor party, and now here we are. So, yeah. And now I will tease one thing. We will announce See, I kind of ruined it because we kind of teased it last time, but I said we're going to tease it for next week. Next week, we will find out the number one contender, the challenger for CJ Hawk, the FPL World Champion. We will announce who that is next week, and that match will take place at Clash at the Castle. So, knowing who's already been announced, it's not any of those guys. So we'll see. Who gets the chance to take the title for the first time in an international show. Like, we haven't even gone to Canada yet for the FPL. That breaks my heart a little bit. It's long overdue. But we could have a first title change internationally. I'm kind of excited about that possibility. I like when history has weird stuff like that. And this would not happen often, right? So I'm looking forward to it. It's cool. It's cool. Not that I want Hawk to lose. I just like the fact that it's international, you know? So.
Right, yeah.
Now we have All Out. Let me click on that. There's All Out. Boom, All Out. Right, so this is the next day. Keep that in mind, the next day. There might be a takeover in between. Keep that in mind. That's insanity. That's ridiculous. We don't know what's going on. We don't know. It's not official yet, but we're kind of like pre-booked it just in case. We'll have stuff in mind for Bound for Glory Extreme Rules. However the heck that all hashes out. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. But we're talking about the FPL European Grand Prix Championship. This will be one match with 6 participants. No tournament, no elimination, no nothing. 6 people, and here we go. That's it. The winner will walk out of All Out as the first ever FPL European Grand Prix champion. Now remember, BeerMe, the European title will debut at Clash at the Castle. We will show off that belt. We designed it. It was like an hour or so, me fiddling around on 2K, getting it all sorted and nicely designed. And I designed the other one, so it's a similar aesthetic, if you know what we're talking about. The guys chimed in. We designed it. You haven't seen it yet. You have to wait, too. But that's coming.
Sure.
It is coming. It is a house show primarily title. I said primarily, but primary, and it was kind of ugly. It is not just every show. Like, it's not that. It's house shows kind of only, for the most part, but it's not necessarily even every house show. Even though you look at the calendar, All Out in September, Bound for Glory in October, probably Final Battle in December. We don't even know about in November yet. It might be every house show if that's how sparse they are. But then when you think about things with like a Hard to Kill, and then maybe something else for like February, if they're monthly, I could see it, but I can still see it skipping because that's just kind of how we have our titles. We don't have titles defended every month. We like to, and we like to stagger it. So the world title's here, the tag titles are here, and that kind of thing. This helps flesh that out. So there really probably is a title defense every month in some division. Not to say that this title won't be defended at main shows. It absolutely, maybe, possibly can be. It's not planned for that, but it probably could be like a Mania or a SummerSlam. But if there's a house show right near it, it's probably going to be on that instead. So the key thing with this, like I mentioned with house shows and main shows, that whole thing, main shows are WWE, they are NXT, they are the ones that everybody kind of watches, everyone cares about, everyone watches it. Even though I know a lot of people don't, they're the ones that are kind of the easiest to watch as well. That's the idea there. Ring of Honor is a bit different, AEW is a bit different, Impact's a bit different. They're a little different to get access to watch, to spend money on, even regionally. There's different aspects involved in those, so it's not like you've got to watch everything to know what's what, because some people don't even watch Ring of Honor TV. Hell, right now there is no Ring of Honor TV, but some people don't watch Dynamite. I know on Fight, AEW has delayed things. They just announced this. Instead of it being immediate, it's a 14-day delay for Dynamite episodes to be on Fight. So if you're relying on that to get your ideas to know what's going on and you're watching Fight for Dynamite, you've got a 2-week delay. Really, what has happened now will be on Fight in 2 weeks, and that's close to All Out. That's not going to work. Like, there's just too much in the way of that. So that's why they're house shows. They don't matter, quote-unquote. But now they do, in the sense of the European Grand Prix Championship. That's where that comes in. So you don't have to do them, obviously, but this is an incentive to do them. Because I know us, we're all watching it, at least from our side, from the creative side. We're watching it, we're checking it out, we're following it. So it's fun. It just adds more to things. It's all about having fun. And if you still don't want to do it, that's fine. You just wouldn't be in line for that title. But go after the American, go after the Canadian, get a friend, go for the tag, or the world. There's possibilities there for you as well. So, yeah. Now, BeerMe, I don't know a dramatic way to mention these names because we did that last time, revealing who they were to each other because I forget. People have seen me forget about the names, even though we decided them in a booking call weeks ago. I forgot half your names. Ironically, I kind of forgot them again. So I'm going to go through my 3 names, then you do your 3. We'll just talk about it that way, okay? Just to kind of get through there. My 3 names. They are The Arbiter, Mr. Glee, and Luke Gray. Those 3 are in this match. Luke has come close many times, and it's been heartbreaking with the Canadian Championship. I want him to win that. I want him to win the American title. I want him... It was the reaction to win the tag titles, and of course the world titles there as well. I want him to win the European title. I want Mr. Glee to win it. I want the new guy to come in here and upset everybody. Be like, who's this? What's going on? And he wins the belt. That's awesome. And the Arbiter, kind of proving people wrong about who he is and what he is, and then defiantly still being this. That's cool. Let's put a belt on that. I like that. I like all of that. So I like all these possibilities. I do think Luke, though, is my favorite of my 3, just because he's been so close. This is within his grasp. This is like, is long overdue is what it feels like. The championship's catching up to him, not the other way around. So I see him of my 3. But who have you got?
Out of your 3, I'm going to pick Mr. Glee. But
because you like the new guy, right?
My 3 people that
the new guy coming in.
But for my 3 people, I have the pinner of champions. I have Lexi Briggs. I also have another pinner of champions / former champions in James Black. Oh. And I have your friend and mine who has been on a little bit of a roll here as well and is picking up steam, the Midnight Rider.
Yes. Of your 3, I'm not picking Lee. I'll explain why in a sec. James Black is dangerous, and he will roast me over the coals for saying it's in England. But I love the idea of him having the belt. That's such a cool idea of him having that European title. That's really good. But Lexi is probably my pick overall, because Lexi's pinned champions at events like this. This is where she wins these matches over champions. And she doesn't even need to beat a champion to become one. That's my pick. Notice Lee's the last man I'm picking. He's just not good at AEW. He doesn't like it. So... and he'd admit that. So, yeah, I want him to win, obviously, but I think this is Lexi's belt to get. And I think Luke's going to be the closest one. And that could be the feud going forward, because we could get our first challenger out of this very same match for all we know. Depends how close it is. So there's that. And obviously, if there's a draw, we already had that for the first American title that got delayed by a month thanks to McKennedy and the Rider. So, yeah, we got Plan B. We got Plan B for that. But who's your pick out of your 3?
James Black.
Go Black?
Yep. I'm going to bet on Black. He's been the world champ and the former American champ. So. Mm-hmm. And he just beat Ash. So I'm going to go with James Black.
I like that. All of them are deserving, obviously. That's why they're there. But this is that idea to have house shows matter a bit more, in the sense of people do well at them, and we do treat them like they matter in the kayfabe side of things, just not when it comes to actual rankings or stats and that kind of stuff. So this is the way to get around that. This is a way to work with that. It's not a way to avoid that or say it's not going to matter or it never matters. And the Road Warrior, I know there's been talk about, like, bring back the Road Warrior or do the Road Warrior, and we thought about it. We looked at it. The Road Warrior title back from the JRPL days was simply a title defended at every single show. And that just became such a headache and such a hassle, in the sense that it would get in the way of things where we were trying to find someone to guarantee a contender, not knowing who might even be champion. Like, imagine that coming up. We would have a Road Warrior title match at Clash at the Castle. And then the winner of that would face somebody else at TakeOver, we'll call it. And then the winner of that would face somebody else at All Out. Well, we'd have to know who those 2 more challengers are before we even know who won the first one. And that means we can't book them for anything else because they're suddenly logjammed and all that, and we've suddenly got 4 competitors tied up in matches when we could potentially make proper stories and other things for them. They just happen to have to hit a spot. We don't like that. It's not as fun. It wasn't as good. It wasn't rewarding. It was more like, it could literally come down to someone having won the title at one event and then losing it hours later and didn't even really get to be champion. and then they didn't realize they had it. It's a mess. It's a mess. It wasn't our forte. It's not our thing. Not our strong suit. We're not doing that. Not to say that it'll never happen, but under those parameters, yeah, this is not how it's going to work. But that's kind of like the Grand Prix part of the name. It is like house shows. It's a bit different. It's a bit like continental for the tag. A little more of a thing for house shows. It's more of a thing to run with those and get the parts of those that do matter. Get the wins and losses because people do awesome on house shows. And it gets you opportunity to see how it goes on main shows, and then it plateaus or it falters or it just doesn't work as well. But then they kick ass on house shows. Like, well, then let's do something that matters for house shows. And the other part of it, I guess, too, is it is a bit of a division thing. Like, I'll say it because the name always comes up with Bastion or yourself or GMSG. You guys kick ass on main shows. You're probably not going to be in the European division because you're doing well on those too. Like, it's not that you're doing poorly on main shows so you get this division, but you're doing well and you're on those divisions, so you're not going to be in that one. Like, it's more dedicated for the people who are doing well kind of in that range, in that area. It's a mid-card title. It is. Just like the American and the Canadian. They're mid-card titles too. So, yeah. I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't kind of over-describe it. But, yeah, that's that. BeerMe, the last thing I've got really is I've said it as the elephant in the room, and it's simply because it is the JRPL, and we came from that. So the whole thing there is when the JRPL stopped back in 2020, we, myself, CT, Red, and GMSG, were the ones doing the creative stuff for the year prior, all out. It's on my screen, ironically. We had done the year prior when Bomber was doing his hiatus. He burned himself out. And, I mean, he did it 3 years straight himself solely. And just, he burned himself out. And that, nobody wants that. And then the guys took over for kind of a farewell show. It went well, continued on, happy day, went for a year, and it ended. That's what it is. It stopped. There you go. We went on to do this. We launched this early 2021. So, it's continued a lot of characters. It's continued a lot of storylines, but it didn't continue any championships. It continued the Canadian, but I made that one up. And yeah, the whole thing with there is JRPL's coming back. Saw the video, saw Bomber stuff on it. I got the invite from him. I wished him well, thanked him. I said, no thank you. Go for it, good luck. And that's that. It's not a case of like us versus them. It's nothing like that. I just feel like I want to say that. I probably don't even have to say it, to be completely honest. I just feel like we came from there. We have that history. We did that. We come from that. And now he's starting it up after 2 years of not doing it. It was 2020. It's pretty much to the month almost, coming up with September. And he hadn't done it. He did graphics. He did the stuff. I'm not knocking anything. But he burned himself out. And we, the four of us, understand that. And it sucks. And not that we're burned out, but I could see one person doing all that. Oh my God, yes. It's insane what he did. It's amazing stuff. There you go. But yeah, we're not involved in the JRPL stuff. I won't be. I'm not going back. But anybody who wants to, by all means. I mean, you can do whatever leagues you want. There's no exclusivity, no nothing like that. BeerMe, you're a world champion in another league, right? Like, that's to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just had Forbidden Door people coming through, people coming in, people joining up with that. So that's it. I do feel like I had to say something just because my history with it, with Jobber Radio and that kind of stuff and the history there. Yeah, good luck. Honestly, best of luck. Hope it goes well. Competition is everything, even though it's not competition. It's not us versus them. We're doing our thing. We're happy with it. We're proud with it. We got a long future going. I'm looking forward to the Rumble. I already have Survivor Series video stuff in my head. We've started WrestleMania graphic ideas, and we're looking at storylines for that. So obviously, guys, as always, story ideas. You got feuds coming in. We've got feud ideas coming to us. It's some awesome stuff, some weird stuff, but that's awesome too. It's really, really cool to see what can happen. I'm in a bit of a flux here with Limbo. I don't know what my stuff is right now because I'm supposed to win the tag titles back. BeerMe, damn you, and GMSG. So that's part of the fun. That's part of what happens. So we see what goes from there and we run with it. So best of luck to those guys. And yeah, we'll be over here doing our thing and enjoying it. So I thank everybody for checking us out and staying with us this long so far. And it's not like don't stay with us, but like you are enjoying the stuff with us because it's all about having fun and people are having fun. We're going to have a European champion. We're going to have title defenses. Gonna have BeerMe still the tag champion. It took it from me, son of a bitch. Does what he does. But yeah, that's all I got for this one, BeerMe. This is a quick one, like I said, and this is the second time we did it. Do you think, what's the over-under on compared to the last time? How long do you think this went? Was it longer or shorter? What do you think?
I think it was a little shorter.
Tiny bit. It was like 26 minutes. We're at 25 right now. So,
Yeah.
there you go. It's like, it's by a hair. The longer you took, the closer it got to not being shorter. But yes, guys, that is it. That is, I almost did top of the card again. I did it last time, too. That is the Frontline Prediction League. Frontline League on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League is the YouTube channel. The Discord's down below. Come in there, join up, sign in. You'll see our stuff for top of the card as well. Top of the Card's our podcast, Top of the Card pod on Twitter, and it is on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes, all that fun stuff with, again, a 2-hour episode with Matt Zion of Regular Seating. Thanks again, Matt. Good friend of mine. We had some fun. Good friend of yours now. You guys kind of all got to meet him and really hang out and chat with him for like 2 hours. It was great. It was a lot of fun. So that's the whole point. It's about having fun. Hype to be hype and having fun with wrestling. So that's what we're doing here. But, BeerMe, anything else you want to say as we close this out?
Nope. Good luck to everybody once we do picks in like a month. But I'm really interested in that European title match, so I'll be watching closely.
Yes. We will reveal that belt on September 3rd. The winner will get it on September 4th. Leading up to that, though, we're going to have basically short front lines with like 2 or 3 matches announced here and there and some other stuff like that. And I keep teasing it, but we are going to get that abandoned Royal Rumble draw where we forgot the GMSG for like the first 20 names. That will be coming as well. Definitely not tonight because I got to do the second version of the podcast, of the episode. Oops. But it will come. Trust me. You'll get that one soon. But again, guys, this is Frontline Prediction League, Frontline League. Thanks again, everybody. We appreciate you. Have a good night.